of 2020 Mining Indaba, His Excellencies in attendance at this Indaba, ministers and deputy ministers of Southern Government and from our continent and across the globe, investment community present here, captains of the industry, leaders of the clergy, leaders of organized labor, members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. Once more, welcome to this, the 26th edition of Investing in Africa Indaba. Globally, the world is grappling with changing economic landscape led by the fourth industrial revolution. Global growth is projected to rise from estimated 2.9% in 2019 to 3.3% in 2020 and 3.4% in 2021. According to International Monetary Fund, South Africa's GDP growth prospects for 2020 will be under 1%. Contributing factors to this outlook are said to be structural constraints and recent power outages. The latest data released by the Statistics of South Africa show that mining production decreased by 3.1% year-on-year in November 2019. The largest contributor to the decline in production were platinum group metals, coal, iron ore, and on positive side, however, the non-metallic minerals made significant positive contribution to the production. And this reality forced us to take serious decisions. That's why we have agreed that because we have problems of energy, we must allow our mining companies to generate energy for self-use. You will not need a license for that. You'll just be registered and run ahead. Secondly, we've taken a decision that we'll talk to investors who are going to go everywhere where we can get investors to start a generating company outside of Eskom. And that is a security measure so that as Eskom is grappling with all the crises and problems, we must have a fail-safe option of generating energy, particularly with the pressure to close a number of coal-generated power stations. We must start generating energy and ensure that we go back to the comfortable days where we had surplus of energy, because once we have that surplus of energy and competition in electricity generation, the price of electricity will be pushed down. And our view is that, yes, the load shedding is a major problem, but one of the major problems is the price of electricity. We've repeated this over and over because if electricity is expensive, the economy is deindustrializing. Since the beginning of 2010, some commodity prices showed marked improvement, thus helping several mining companies to improve their balance sheet and register healthy profits. Average prices for most commodities are expected to remain relatively flat and have marginal growth in 2020 and beyond. This will provide a better basis for most mining projects in coming years. Demand of the fourth industrial revolution presents new growth opportunities of the mining industry. The industry must position itself to take advantage of this reality. We are not believing that the fourth industrial revolution is a destroyer of jobs. We think that it needs reskilling of the workforce to take opportunities of the new type of job. Now, South African mining has great benefits for investors and South Africa across the value chain. In 2010, in response to the President's 1 trillion investment drive, the department granted 28 mining rights in coal, iron ore, manganese. Estimates are that potential of 4,800 jobs will be created from these, and there will be billion rand capital expenditure, and we must work together to convert these rights into active projects that can deliver the much needed revenue and jobs. Now, one of the drives for 2019 was to improve safety in mining. We've reduced fatalities in mining from 81 in 2018 to 51 in 2019. Now, that is a 37% improvement in safety. Now, why is that significant? We looked into the journey we traveled from Coalbrook to 1960 to where we are. Coalbrook was the biggest disaster 60 years ago, where 435 workers died in one incident. Today, we've set a new record of 51 fatalities in a year, and our aim is to have a zero-harm mining industry. Now let's go to job losses. We've noted with concern the announcement of planned retrenchments. 2018-29 annual report of the CCMA highlights that in terms of application for retrenchment, what we call Section 89 retrenchment in mining sector was the second largest following construction. Stakeholders and social partners and the department must dialogue to find ways against job losses because high unemployment is a threat to the economy. Transforming the economy and creating jobs is one of the 7 apex priorities of the 6th democratic administration declared by President Cyril Ramaphosa. Policy and regulatory certainty are key to attracting investment. To this end, we remain committed and continue to work with the investor community on improving our regulatory framework to provide much certainty. I can give you feedback that we found that the more we engage with the sector, dialogue all the time, the better is the regulatory framework that we give to the industry. We talk more, and out of that engagement, we create certainty. We have advanced with the separation of upstream legislative provision of oil and gas from traditional mineral in December 2019. We gazetted the draft Upstream Petroleum Development Bill for public comment. Since then, we've been receiving positive comments on the bill, and this is a signal to us that we are on the right path. We are convinced that if the petroleum sector is given space, it will be a very important sector. It will contribute positively to the economy of the country. Economic growth and sustainability are bolstered by environment of a secure, reliable electricity supply. Addressing Indaba 2019, President Ramaphosa outlined measures being considered to address the electricity supply challenges. To this end, in October last year, we gazetted the Integrated Resource Plan, long-term electricity generation options, which provides for diversity of energy mix. Following concurrence by the energy regulator, NERSA, we are in the process of gazetting the revised Schedule 2 of electricity regulation, which will enable self-generation, facilitate municipal generation, and distributed generation. This will help close the energy gap caused by deteriorating ESCOM plant performance. Depending on the circumstances, the generation plant may only require registration and not licensing. Furthermore, in December 2019, we issued a request for information inviting responses from the market on innovative potential solutions to deliver power generation to the grid as expeditiously as possible. We welcome all inputs from the market. These will give the department a sense of possible immediate generation options available in the next 3 to 12 and to 18 months to fill short-term, medium-term gap. Let me add that one of the issues, challenges that are putting pressure on ESCOM is the question of using diesel as peak source of energy. And our view is that if all those power stations that provide diesel to ESCOM can be converted into gas turbines, we will save a lot of money and ESCOM will be better. That is our view. As we focus on electricity security, we are also attending to just transition towards low carbon emissions. The Council for Geoscience, therefore, is looking at frontier coal fields and establishment of additional generation capacity in support of carbon capture, utilization, and outage and storage. In an effort to increase energy efficiency, CGS will further investigate the potential of carbon utilization in contributing to enhancing geothermal energy generation and improve extraction of coal bed methane. In other words, we are convinced that though coal is regarded as the biggest polluter, we must find ways of using it optimally, and we must use it in a way that reduces carbon emissions. Together with Anglo Platinum, the department, through our agency, Mintech, are working on using hydrofuel cells as an energy source for mining trucks. The intention is to replace diesel usage with hydrofuel cell technology. This is a major and innovative project that will have a significant impact on low carbon emissions and cost effectiveness. It is also an example of good partnership between government and business. Anglo-American gave me permission to talk about this because the first track will be operational before the end of 2020. In addition to this initiative, we are seeking solutions to network infrastructure challenges facing the mining sector, namely the rail port infrastructure, by engaging the Department of Public Enterprise. Mining communities are very important to mining. The mining companies must take seriously the communities on whose land they are mining. It is important to see those communities as partners rather than enemies, because if they are, they also protect your mining operations. They feel it belongs to them, it's their mining, and therefore protect it. But if they are treated as foreign agents in the mining communities, then you get a lot of problems with disruptions of mining. The 10 value-creating principles for a more modern, successful, and productive mining industry referred to by President Ramaphosa in 2019 challenge mining right holders on what they should do as part of their license conditions and as part of their social license to operate. In our assessment, the implementation of social and labor plans last year, we found that 108 social labor plans have been implemented to the value of just 600 million. We commend those who are playing their part towards creation of growing, inclusive, and competitive and transformed mining industry. We urge all investors to prioritize this matter. We want to see exploration taking place. Our intention is to grow national target for below 5% to respectable levels within the next few years. Government has therefore invested in integrated and multidisciplinary geoscience mapping program. Early results are uncovering previously undefined geological features that may host significant mineral wealth. I am informed that the CGS has developed the data policy in order that key data and knowledge generated throughout this program will be made available to the public through the CGS data portal. We can create significant value, grow the economy, create employment opportunity through local processing and beneficiation. As part of our efforts in this regard, we are the processing of developing a mining and beneficiation master plan for the sector as part of implementation of Mining Leadership Compact to grow the contribution of mineral energy complex to the economy. But we must emphasize the fact that beneficiation will be as low and as fast as the price of electricity allow them to be. In conclusion, the mining and energy portfolio is critical to the economic growth and development. Merging of the two departments assess their mutually reinforcing nature. This should result in a department that is adequately capacitated, efficient, and responsive to the needs of the industry and the economy broadly. South Africa and African continent are important to global mining and development. They should be the destination of choice for investment communities. We are inviting investors to come to the continent, invest, and we encourage continent to work together and increase intra-continental trade. Because if we don't do that, we'll continue with the pit-to-port approach to the economy. Thank you very much. Welcome to South Africa. Enjoy. Take off your jackets. Relax. Enjoy the generosity of our people. Thank you very much.